Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Judy, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Today we are back again to review another episode of the critically acclaimed reality television programming, television show situation type of deal, The 1,000 Pound Sisters on TLC, starring the one and only Tammy and Amy Slayton, and of course all of the characters and their family. I mean, this episode we really get everybody. We get Chris, Michael, Amanda, Misty, Brittany. we get everybody. It's really a packed episode of drama, of fighting. We have a lot to talk about. We got a whole lot to talk about. But before we get to all of that, I do just want to thank this week's sponsor, which is adamandeve.com. If you don't know what adamandeve.com is, well, they sell things to help you with intimate moment situations in your life, whether that's you by yourself, you with a partner, you with a friend, you with whoever, wherever. They got stuff for you, okay? They got situation types of deals for you. Okay, I bet you never thought when I said situation types of deals, that's what I meant, but that's what I mean in this case, at least, at the very least. So if you're looking for something, I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up. Go check out adamandeve.com. When you use my code Zachary, you get 50% off your first item plus free shipping to places in the US and Canada, although some exclusions do apply. So if you're looking for that special something for Valentine's Day, treat yourself to a gift if you're single, or get something for your partner, whatever it might be, check out adamandeve.com. Thanks so much to adamandeve.com for sponsoring it. Feel free to let me know down below if you do use my code if you want, although there's no obligation to do so. I love adamandeve.com because they have 24-hour customer service available to you, a 90-day no-hassle return policy, and they donate 20% of their profits to the fight of the spread of HIV worldwide. So go check them out at your leisure. So like I mentioned, this week's episode was jam-packed full of stuff. Just nuts, which like we saw on last week's preview that this was coming. So I'm not surprised, but they really didn't leave too much free time to just breathe and be happy. There are like two scenes where people were in good spirits. So I'm just like, oh my God, we got a lot to cover. The episode starts off where we left off last week, which was Tammy sitting in the van, angry, upset at the world, didn't want to get out and try to walk up the ramp. In Amy's words, she was throwing a temper tantrum.
Tammy is throwing a temper tantrum.
And honestly, this temper tantrum is too much for me. Like, I don't understand exactly why Tammy waited 12 hours of being in the car to be like, I didn't want to come here, I didn't want to be here. That makes no sense to me. How you decided maybe not to say something until after you spent 12 hours in a car, like it's gonna be easy to just get you back home right away, because she kept saying, I want to go home, I want to go home. Okay, well, you just spent 12 hours in a car. How do you think you're gonna get there? And then she loses her mind on Amanda.
We're all gonna be right here. We're all in this together.
I want to go home. I didn't want to come here.
Tammy, you were just as excited as the rest of us.
Stop putting words in my mouth.
Well, you acted like you were so damn excited, but you ain't gonna talk to me like you've lost your mind. Yeah, you did.
Y'all did.
Tammy, stop acting like that.
You gonna shut up?
No,
and
you're gonna
leave me
stop being
alone.
rude to people.
You're gonna stop.
You have
talking to me.
issues doesn't give you
Just
the right to talk to people like you've
stop
lost your
talking
mind. It
Stop
costs you
talking
nothing
to
to be
me.
kind to people, Tammy.
And truly, I mean, Tammy is really something else this whole episode. I kind of have been feeling some kind of way because I feel like she really is in a different place this season. I mean, I know she's had her moments in the other seasons, but it's like this season, it's literally every episode, and we almost never get to see her happy. Like, I feel like in season 1 and 2, you could somewhat empathize with her because there were moments where she was having a good time and she was laughing and it looked like she was happy, but she's just miserable. And honestly, throughout this whole episode, Amanda is really well-mannered, I think, considering the fact that Tammy is just, like, talking to her in the most obnoxious, rude way. And I am a little surprised by that just because the previews of Amanda, like, of what TLC wanted us to see of Amanda before we actually got to see her in the episodes, made her out to be like this really harsh, mean sibling. And honestly, I thought that she was so well-mannered. She was able to articulate really well, actually, the problems with Tammy. And she was able to provide really calm feedback for the most part. She does say in this scene that she kind of regretted that she met Tammy with the energy that Tammy was meeting her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got as upset and angry at Tammy as Tammy was doing to her. So she was a little upset with that. But even then, like, I feel like she was mostly well-mannered throughout the episode. So the family, this whole first night when they get to the cabin, are having all these conversations about what to do with Tammy. They don't know what to do because she won't even try to come inside. And they talk about how she's just horrible to work with and how none of them want to work with her anymore. And Amy's like, yeah, I've had it the worst. She's gotten meaner over the years. But Misty does take some time to correct her.
But she got meaner through the years. And she just got fatter. Like
and Tammy threatens that she's just going to sleep in the van. And honestly, I say go for it. Go for it, Miss Tammy. Get it. Sleep in that van. You may as well. You go be miserable out in the van and let the family have a good time. But the family does end up going and checking on her because she says she's not feeling well. And of course they don't want her to get sick or be in pain or things like that. So they go check it and they ask if Tammy wants an ambulance, and she loses it about that too.
Do you need an ambulance?
Sorry, y'all call an ambulance.
You don't feel good.
It doesn't mean I need an ambulance. I'll let you know when I need a goddamn ambulance.
So at this point, Amy and Brittany are both being pretty vocal about like, y'all let her just sleep in the van. If she wants to sleep in the van, let her sleep in the van. Let her, because she's just gonna be miserable, so let her be miserable. But eventually Michael agrees to take Tammy to a hotel, which that's absolutely nuts to me. Absolutely bonkers. Like, no idea why they caved in and did this for her. I think it would have been one thing if she had like actually at some point tried to get out of the van, go up the ramp, and whatever. But she wouldn't. She threw her little tantrum and refused to even get out of the van, to even try to get out of the van. I would have left baby girl out in that car all night. Get in touch with nature. Maybe she can find some grass out there to touch. Like, truly, I would have not cared. Like, you can find me at the corner of not and bothered, because that's what I am, not bothered. Like really, truly, Tammy, I would not be letting you have made my vacation a bad time. I would not have let you impact me in that kind of way. So you are lucky you got the siblings you got, because they were a lot kinder than I would have been in that situation, truly. So they fast forward to the next morning, and Amy lets her siblings know that she had like made a delivery of some oxygen to Tammy that morning, and that Tammy was trying to find a way home, which is nuts to me. Like, even if you don't want to go do all the things, like, I would say just stay in the hotel and enjoy your time away. Like, I don't understand why you want to go spend 12 more hours in a car immediately, but okay, go off. And obviously none of her family wants to miss out on their vacation that they planned. I mean, Chris had to get special time off for this. They talked about how big of a deal this was, that they hadn't been on vacation in forever. So none of them are saying like, yeah, I will drive her 12 hours home. Nobody is. Nobody wants to do that. Amanda does have a friend named Rob. He was actually one of the guys that joined Tammy's birthday party, and they all say that Rob would be willing to like come and pick her up, and so they do like reach out to him and see if he'll come do it. But like, that's not what they really want. Like, they do really genuinely want Tammy to participate in the family vacation. Like, that's important to them. They want her to be a part of the family. They want to make some memories with her, but that's not really what Tammy wants. That's not what Tammy wants at all. So they have plans on this particular day to go get some old-timey family photos. I don't know if you've all seen those kinds of things before. I don't know. I think they're pretty popular in the Midwest. I've seen them happen a lot, at least, like amongst people I know. So they happen a lot in places like Gatlinburg, the Ozarks, Branson, places where people in the Midwest vacation to. And Amanda reaches out to Tammy and says, listen, like, we would still love for you to come join us for this. Like, we want you in the family photos. Do you want to come? And Tammy's just like, no, thanks. Nah. Like, what? Okay, girl, go have a bad time. And at this point, Amanda talks about how they spent a whole bunch of extra money on this trip just to make the trip comfortable for Tammy. They don't really go into details about what that means, but I would guess like they did particularly pick out a cabin that would have like doors that are wide enough to fit her wheelchair, which might have cost them more. They later in the show share a electric wheelchair, which is quite the debate later, which I'm sure they're like renting, which costs them money. They had a whole trailer attached to a car to fit all of the stuff they have, probably because they couldn't fit it in the van because Tammy. And so it's just like, yeah, I believe that they probably spent extra money to make this a comfortable trip for her. And Tammy's just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. So they show us a little scene of Tammy chilling in the hotel room by herself. They're interviewing her, and she lets us know that she blurred out. And she claims that she doesn't really remember a whole lot about what happened, but that, you know, if Misty and Amanda hadn't blown up at her, she wouldn't have gotten the attitude that she had.
I don't know exactly everything that happened between me and Amanda and Misty. I didn't like it. I know they were calling me a child and this and that, but they weren't letting me explain completely what was going on. They just wanted to blow up and get an attitude. And I got an attitude, and it just escalated.
And I don't know about that. Like, some shit's not adding up with that for me, honestly. Because I'm just like, you were the one from the get-go, from the beginning, who was blowing up on people. And if anything, Misty and Amanda met your energy, not the other way around. She also at some point says that she couldn't breathe in the mountains and that nobody gave her a chance to say that. And I don't know, I think that could potentially be true. I mean, like, the altitude does impact your breathing, and, you know, she's on oxygen, so who knows? We didn't see her saying that to anybody at the time. Maybe that could have been a thing. But at the same time, she was ready to sleep in the car, okay? The car was just as much in the mountains as the cabin was, so I'm like, was that an issue? I don't know. And if it was, I would have rather she just said that from the beginning. It doesn't seem like that was communicated clearly to any of her siblings. And I feel like they probably did actually give her a chance to say that. One thing I appreciate about this scene is TLC gave us some behind the scenes footage of how Tammy Slayton shoots her selfies that she's so famous for posting on Instagram.
I'm there to bend over backwards for them. I decided to come here knowing didn't really feel well in the beginning, but yet I still stuck it out to come here to try to have fun with them.
And I mean, I think we all knew that she shot them from a specific angle, but she's literally like, it's literally right above her. That's how she's shooting these selfies. And I love it, girl. Know your angles. Know your angles. At some point during this little interview where she's alone at her hotel, she also talks about how she's tired of bending over backwards for her family. And I'm sorry, Tammy, but in what ways have you bent over for your family? Literally or metaphorically at any point? Like, like when? When have you done something just to appease them? She tries to claim that it's because, you know, she only came on this vacation because they wanted to do something as a family. But listen, going on a vacation with your family is not you bending over backwards for them, baby girl. So the siblings all decide to go blindside Tammy and have a conversation with her and see if they can convince her to come participate. They ask for no cameras to go inside the hotel room with them because they want to, like, I don't know what exactly the purpose is. I'm guessing they just want Tammy to realize that they're like being real with them. They don't want the cameras to interfere. They just want to have a like serious convo with her. They do, however, still keep all the microphones on so we get to hear everything that happens. So get excited about that because that's coming. And when they get there, they're all waiting outside and Chris is already on the defensive. He's like, I know I'm going to go in there and cuss her out because like when you know that you're walking into dealing with Tammy of all people and you know she's going to respond in a certain type of way, you just go in there already defensive, which honestly is maybe not the best way to approach the situation. Like maybe you shouldn't already be expecting to match her energy. That's never really a great way to reduce conflict. But you know what? I can't say that I don't understand why he feels that way. And Amanda says that she won't go into the room if Tammy doesn't want her to, but Chris is ready. And Chris says that he will go in regardless.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her regardless. I don't give a Just give me the room key. I'm gonna tell her to cuss her out and get out. The bitch ain't gonna chase after me, you know.
And honestly, I wish they would all keep in mind that, like, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? Is she gonna chase them out? Like, they don't leverage enough how much control they have over her life, because she literally couldn't do anything without them. Like, she quite honestly could be stuck in Tennessee forever if it wasn't for them. Like, she would be SOL without them. So they need to leverage that. They need to harness that energy and use it to their advantage, because they certainly aren't doing a whole lot with it. Because what is she going to do? Is she going to chase after them? No, she's not. She's not going to chase after them. One of the reasons that it seems like they were also going to check in on her was that she was texting Amy and the family that she wasn't feeling good, that her stomach really hurt. And so they want to go and make sure that she's fine, and that if they need to take her to the hospital, that they can. And honestly, so much about this whole scene was just, like, out of control. And the conversation about the hospital was out of control. And, like, they previously, the night before, had conversations about ambulances that were out of control. And honestly, it was just all such a mess. It was all such a mess. But the most, like, out of line I felt like Tammy was that she was saying that they were making this all about them and not her.
Why can't I go home now?
We have nobody that can take
taking
you.
home.
We have no way of getting you home. Because if we go, then we're not going to have a
That messes
vehicle
up
here.
our vacation.
Oh, yeah. It's always about y'all.
No, that is not
No,
true.
you're trying to make it all about you.
Don't even do
You're
that.
trying to interrupt our vacation.
I ain't interrupting nobody's vacation. I came here for y'all.
And I just gotta ask, why is it selfish for your family to want to enjoy the vacation that they planned? They want to enjoy the vacation they planned, enjoy it with themselves, and want to spend time with their family, want to spend time with you, even though you have this piss poor attitude. But they're being the selfish ones. They're making it all about them. I'm sorry, what? They want to include you. They want you to be a part of this. They want to make memories with you. They want to enjoy being around you, but you're making it so incredibly difficult. So then eventually they end up finding out and realizing that this whole time that they're in there, that she's, like, on the phone, texting, messaging, talking to the BBW gang. And that's why she really wants to go home.
Who you on the phone with, sis?
My business.
Okay. I'm done.
Just make sure she
Oh,
has something to
Tell
eat.
your little boy in Las Vegas hello.
That's why you want to leave. Because of that right there.
No. It has nothing to do with it.
She's in there on the phone with Phil. She's probably been talking to the boy the whole goddamn time she's been here.
This is the BDW king, rat bastard.
Yeah, the one that she called the cops on.
The probably said something to her to keep her and get her in this damn mood.
And honestly, truly, I'll understand why she is just so set on being miserable for this man that doesn't give two shits about her. Like, truly, honestly, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I just wish better for her. I don't know, but honestly, at this point, it's just like, okay, if that's what you want to do, if you want to sit inside this hotel room for a week or however long they're in Tennessee, then, like, maybe it's what you deserve. Maybe you should just get to go in there and be miserable for a week. Just go be miserable if that's what you want so badly. So yeah, they finally give us a little bit of a break from all the drama. They say, this whole episode up until this point has just been drama. Like, let's throw in some, like, casual stuff. I mean, honestly, this week we don't even get a little bit shot of the week because the whole thing takes place in Tennessee and Lil Bit's obviously not with them. So, you know, they had to do something. So they give us this moment where they're doing the old-timey photo shoot. Amy's like, y'all got fat people clothes, and they make a lot of jokes about the clothing. And Amanda's concerned that her margaritatas aren't gonna fit in the clothing.
Guys, these boobs are not gonna fit in these little booby spots.
Allegedly, the costumes were like one size fits all, but like, I think the fits part of that is subjective here. Like, I don't know if it truly fit, but they looked cute. They all looked cute. The final pictures, I think, were great. It looked like they were having a lot of fun. And honestly, it's too bad Tammy couldn't, like, chill the fuck out for 2 seconds to go and participate in this, because I do think Tammy would have had fun doing it. Like, this is something within the realm of what she could do while they were on vacation that she could have had fun participating in. Like, she loves to take photos of herself, obviously. That's why she was sitting in her hotel room taking selfies. So I think she would have had a good time doing this, and it's really such a disappointment that she couldn't suck it up for 2 minutes to go spend some time with her family and do this. They also go out to ride some roller coasters, and you know, it's another cute moment, I think. Like, they joke with Misty about just barely being tall enough to ride the rides, and I think that that's, like, a cute little clear, like, rapport that they have with each other as siblings. Maybe not something that just, like, anybody could do, but clearly Misty was on board with it. And honestly, with all things considered, I doubt, like, you know, I talked about how the photo thing would be a good time for Tammy. This part, I'm guessing, would not have been as fun for Tammy because it was rainy outside. Obviously, she wouldn't have been able to ride the rides, and she probably would have just been miserable the whole time. So, like, okay, sit this one out. Sure, fine. Great. I feel ya. But I do think she missed out on the photos. And Chris has a bucket list item for, like, the weight loss. Like, one of the things he was hoping to do once he lost weight was to be able to ride a roller coaster, which, like, I can relate to that. I mean, not, like, the losing weight part so that I can, but, like, I love a roller coaster. I really do. And actually, you know what? There's some, even for me, I'm like a huge tall person, and I do have a belly. There ain't no lying about that. And sometimes even for me, those roller coasters are snug fits. So I could see why this is like such a milestone for him and why he wants to do it. He gets there though, and the guy's like, the weight limit for this gondola of the ride is 375 pounds, and Chris is like, my dude, that's me. Like, that's me almost exactly. But the guy says he'll be fine as long as they can get the safety harness on, and they do this big dramatic thing where he sits in one, and the one doesn't close, it doesn't shut down, like it doesn't come all the way down on him, but then he switches seats and he's fine. And honestly, he looked like he was having such a good time, and I'm truly so happy for him. Like, I think that's great, and hopefully as he continues to lose weight, he'll be able to do more things like that and enjoy himself. All of the family, I think, outside of Brittany, takes a turn on the roller coaster, and I have to say this clip of Amy riding the roller coaster was very funny to me. And once they're all done riding the roller coasters, Amy suggests that they try to invite Tammy to dinner and see if they can get her to, you know, want to stick around for the rest of the week, rest of the vacation, and enjoy their time together as a family. And of course, Tammy agrees to go get food. Tammy is down to go get food with the family. Won't do anything else, but she will show up for the food. And honestly, I'm not sure why they keep trying with Tammy. I mean, I would have stopped trying with her night one. I would have stopped trying with her night one if that's not clear. But they are persistent on continuing to try to make her a part of this family trip. And or I wonder if TLC isn't trying to get them to, like, you know, include her, involve her. So they ask her, she agrees, and that's where we're at with that. The next scene is them going to pick her up for dinner. And this is where the electric wheelchair I was talking about comes in. They specifically got her an electric wheelchair so she could get around easier. They could make it easier on themselves so that they didn't have to push her around everywhere. And Tammy was not grateful? I don't know if that's exactly the right word, but that's the word I'm going for. Tammy was not grateful.
I understand having a wheelchair with electricity, whatever, is easier on my family, like pushing me and stuff, but in the long run, is it? They gotta lift my legs up so I can get on the pad. It's hassle.
And I don't know why Tammy thinks that this is not easier for her family. She tries to say like, oh, it's either push me around or you have to lift up my legs. Lifting up your legs takes all of maybe a minute at most. Girl, what are you talking about? What do you mean is it easier for them? Of course it is. Lifting your legs is nothing compared to having to push you around, okay? It just truly isn't. If anything, you feel like this is a hassle for you because you have to learn a new skill, which is how to like drive and navigate this new tool. So they go eat at this Monster Mash Burgers horror themed restaurant that Amy picked out because if you didn't know, Amy really loves horror, really loves scary movies. And Tammy's wearing this cute little hot pink halter top moment and her family has some things to say about it.
And Tammy's in her stripper outfit.
We better get a bigger pole.
And also because this is the closest thing we'll get to a fart joke this week, Tammy orders her meal and has something special to say about her toilet.
My toilet's gonna love me later.
So Amanda shows the family pictures to Tammy and everybody, because this is she, I think, had just gotten them in her email or something, so she was passing her phone around, showing it to everybody, and Tammy's like, why are you trying to shove that in my face? Why are you trying to shove it in my face that y'all got to go have this fun experience without me? And it's just like, Sister Sue, that was your choice, baby girl. You could have been there. You could have been there. How are you gonna get mad that they went and did this without you when you could have been, they asked you to come with and you said no. Tammy also starts to get mad about the wheelchair because I guess they were trying to ask her like if they thought it was easier for her to get around or if she liked it and things like that. And Tammy just started to get super mad about it. And Amanda very politely, in my opinion, asked Tammy not to talk to her that way. Like, Tammy just is Tammy and is rude to her. And Amanda says, like, you will not talk to me that way. And Tammy loses it.
Will you shut up?
Tammy, you're not going to keep hollering at me like that. Everybody's bent over backward. It's rude.
No, what's rude is you keep running your mouth.
Bitch, don't try me like that.
Shut the for once.
Come on.
Every time I
you
went
got
to
the right
say
one.
you kept interrupting. So
Is that
shut
what
the
She's the one that's acting like a dummy.
How about you just shut up for
Why don't
once?
you get out that chair and make
Will,
get
bitch.
the in?
You won't shut up. How am I supposed to say anything if you keep talking?
And honestly, it's so surprising to me actually how calmly Amanda says and reacts to Tammy's nonsense. Like, yes, you can tell that she's upset with Tammy, but I think her tone is actually pretty reasonable, all things considered. Like, she could have really flowed off the handle as well and met Tammy at Tammy's level and energy, and she didn't. She didn't. And I just think that that's so fascinating to me because I was really expecting Amanda to come in and be this like, the previews have just consistently shown Amanda to be like this super angry person and like she's not. That's not what she is whatsoever. And honestly, whenever I watched this episode or as I was watching this episode, I really thought about the health update that Tammy gave and how she talked about around July, around her birthday, she just really didn't feel like herself. And we've obviously already seen her birthday on the show, and of course they could have filmed things out of order, but I think we're seeing some of that, right? I think we're seeing some of this, like, I mean, I know people have always felt some type of way about Tammy, but like, she's been exceptionally challenging this season. Like, even for me, the Tammy Slayton apologist, like, it's very hard to defend her because she just seems in such a negative space, in such a negative place. Like, I don't know, like, how to defend any of this. Like, there's not a lot to defend. Like, she's clearly in a place, and I can only hope that, like, she finds some way to work this stuff out. She needs to talk about her problems with a professional. She needs to like reevaluate all these choices. And honestly, it doesn't look like things are going to get better because it looks like next week's episode shows a lot of the like drinking and poor choices she made in that area. So I feel like she's really on a downward spiral right now, like truly. But that's all we got for this week's episode. Next week, in addition to Tammy drinking, it looks like we're gonna get to see some ghost hunting. It looks like we're gonna get to see some details about the house that Amy and Michael are buying. So I'm looking forward to all of that, of course. So make sure to join me back here next week as well. And of course, thank you to adamandeve.com for sponsoring another one of my videos. I really appreciate it. That's all I have time for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll leave a playlist of all the Slayton Sister content I've ever made on my channel in the iCards, and also probably link it down below. If this is your first time on my channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!